What are you playing?
Welcome back to another exciting, intense, crazy episode of What Are You Playing? Back to the webcam. Actually, I got a new webcam. Well, it's not really mine. I borrowed it, but then I'm keeping it now because it looks nice. Look at that, 30 frames. Let's get down to business. So I've been playing quite a lot of shit this week. I actually beat the Evil Within last week, which is pretty cool. I do want to talk about the ending and everything, so there will be spoilers, so I'll tell you where you can skip to. But I mean, like, it was a good game. I think the first half of it was really strong. Survival horror was there, and it was a really hard game, man. I explained last week how there was a part where I was getting destroyed. As much as I enjoyed the game, I don't think it was very scary. I mean, like, I was playing it at like midnight by myself. Whatever, and I hate horror games. I'm scared easily. I didn't even get like a slight nightmare. A slight mare. I mean, don't get me wrong, I did enjoy the game. It was pretty fun. But the story was so disappointing. And like I said, spoilers, so you can skip to, I'll say in the video, like, somewhere. Why is everything mirrored? What the fuck? It's mirrored. If I point that way, I'm like... That's weird. So the story on the Evil Within was really intriguing. I was playing with my stepbrother the whole time. We were like making theories of what's going on, like the main character linked to all this stuff and it's in his mind and blah 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 blah. All this stuff, right? And it was so disappointing. The ending, like... Well, the story in general was really disappointing, man. If you play the game, you know what I mean. Pretty much, it kind of has a bit of a cop-out and it's like, everything was in his mind type deal, which makes sense of how the story went, but it's boring. Come on. They could have tied the main character to something, had like some really cool plot twist, a psychological thing. I mean, like, I'm just kind of, my mind's kind of blown a bit how they could have made it so much better. And I mean, I'm not like a pro game designer or anything, but they could have made the ending so much better. I mean, if you beat the game and you let me know what you think in the comment section below, what you thought about the ending and how you think they could have improved. All in all, 7 out of 10. It was a good game, but ending just was very, very disappointing. Second game I also beat this week was The Walking Dead Season 2, which was a fucking incredible game. Before I talk about it, I would rather you guys play it first and just experience it. If you haven't played The Walking Dead Season 1, apparently that just came out on Xbox One as well. So just go play them both. Go play that, then play Season 2. The games are incredible. I mean, it got Game of the Year for a reason. It's not just like, you know, it's a fluke or whatever. It's a really, really good game. So I loved Season 1 of The Walking Dead. I thought it was great. Amazing game. And Season 2 was really good as well. There was one episode I thought was a bit meh, which was episode 4. But all in all, Season 2 was really good. And I didn't really think it would be fun playing as Clementine, to be honest. I was a bit skeptical. I got a really depressing ending, I have to say. And I did actually watch all the other endings on YouTube, and the other one's a lot better, to be honest. So I kind of got the depressing ending. But if you guys have played it, episode 3 with, again, I'm trying to spoil things, but it's kind of hard not to kind of talk about it. The best episode in my opinion was number 3, or 2 and 3 kind of merged together a bit, but you know, when Carver or whatever, and you're in the place and you got to escape, and all of that was intense as shit, and it was really weird because I actually really gave a shit about the characters. Not a lot of games can do that for me. Not a lot of games can make me actually feel for a fucking 3D model, you know? And I found myself picking choices for what Clementine to say to make the character feel better and to make the character not sad, you know? I wasn't just like, if they were like, oh, you know, fucking, they're talking about their dead wife or something, and, you know, obviously if it was me, I guess, like, I don't believe in God or anything, so I'd just be like, yeah, well, she's gone now, get over it. But, like, I actually chose a choice, like, well, you'll see him again in heaven or whatever, because I just wanted to make them feel better. Like, I felt bad. And that's a pretty amazing accomplishment, to be honest. I've got fucking, like, 3 webcams on here. I keep forgetting which one to look at. I think it's this one. And, I think it's a pretty amazing accomplishment, to be honest. I can't believe I gave a shit so much about these characters. It's so good. Honestly, just go play it. I've also been playing some Sunset Overdrive, which is pretty good. I'm enjoying it so far. I mean, the graphics are so cool, and the way you jump around and fly about, it's really, really interesting. I love the art style and the graphics so much. When they blow up, it says like pop and it has all this shit. I think it's really cool. It's a really cool game. The only thing I'm a bit kind of like meh about the game at the moment is I don't think that the story is very gripping or engaging, and I'm a very story-orientated person, so a story can make or break a game for me, hence The Walking Dead, why I loved it so fucking much, because I'm all about story and characters and blah blah blah. And since I Overdrive at the moment, I haven't got very far on it though, so I can't really give a full, proper, you know, review and talk about it properly. but it hasn't really engaged me that much or gripped me because I feel like everything I'm doing is just, it doesn't really matter. It's just, you're just killing a bunch of shit, whereas something like The Walking Dead or whatever, you feel like you are working towards an ending and it's rewarding. That's not to say the game isn't fun. I think it's really fun. It's definitely one of the most satisfying third-person shooters I've played in a while. The way you jump around, and you're really flamboyant, and it's really cool. And I love the Dirty Harry gun. It's one of the most satisfying pistols I've used in a long time. However, I've kind of hit a brick wall with the game right now. I was doing missions, and all of a sudden the guy was like, "Yo, come do some cooking thing," and I thought they were going to be optional because I'm not a fan of tower defense. Like, we gotta, apart from Dungeon Defenders, where the game actually is that game, if it's kind of thrown in, and it's not, I wouldn't say it's thrown in, but I just don't like tower defense where you gotta defend something or whatever. I'm not really into that. So the guy's kind of like, "Oh yeah, I've got another amp for you," which I'm gonna be honest, I don't really care. Like, I don't want to do the tower defense for the amp. Like, I thought that was optional, but I guess not, because I've got to do it. But the problem I've got right now is the mission is find 5 fizzy balloons. And the problem with these fizzy balloons is you don't know where the fuck they are. Like, they don't tell you on the map. I mean, maybe I've missed something and I missed a tutorial or something, but they don't tell you where to find them. They don't tell you where they are or anything. So at the moment, I'm just kind of running about killing things and just with a thumb up my ass, really. I'm just like, what am I doing? So, unless I've missed something, and I'm not pressing something right on the map where it shows you all the shit, or I'm not looking for the right thing, I don't know. I kind of feel like Assassin's Creed, where those weird things you find, like from the Animus, and it makes a message or whatever, you kind of find them randomly, or they're kind of like in a hidden cranny. I kind of feel like I'm doing that right now on the game, and it's a mission, so it's kind of like I have to do it to progress the story. And even when I find these fizzy balloons, I've still got to do the tower defense that I'm not really too fussed about. So, yeah, I was really enjoying it. I played it for a good 2-3 hours. I was really engaged. Then I hit that brick wall, and now I just kind of haven't really played it in a few days. I'll probably pick it up later and have a go again, but I do like it at the moment. It is, like I said, it's really fun. Like, everything's great about the game, and the aesthetics and the music and everything. I love the atmosphere and everything. It's just at the moment, the story's not really engaging for me. And like I said, I've hit a brick wall with that mission, but I will give you a full verdict on what I think of the game next week, I guess. I'm assuming I would have beaten it by then. If not, then I guess it would be the week after that. It is now time for the Game of the Century week. I thought I'd talk about an old childhood game of mine today, Phantasy Star Online 1 and 2. I did have it for GameCube though, so if you played it on Dreamcast, then I had a different version to you, I'm assuming anyway. But this game, I think I bought it because I actually read it in those magazines, the gaming magazines. I'm pretty sure they still do gaming magazines now, but they're not as, dominant. No one really reads them as much as they used to. But I used to love reading gaming magazines. And I remember just looking at this game, and I love sci-fi stuff, I love RPGs. And I just saw it, and it got some really good reviews, and I just got it for my birthday once. It was kind of complicated at the start, so I never really played an MMO, really. I'd played MapleStory, that's about it, really. I was never really into MMOs when I was a kid. So I got this game, I didn't know what to expect, basically. I didn't know what the hell it was going to be. So, I put it in as like Hunter's License agreements. I'm like, what the fuck is all this shit anyway? So I make a character, and the game's pretty vague of what to do. It's just kind of like, do this and go to this level. So, like, okay. So I go to the level, I get my ass handed to me, obviously. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And I don't know, it was kind of weird at the start. Then I kind of got into it and I really enjoyed it. I loved getting the loot and stuff. Then I remember showing my stepbrothers and they loved it. And then my friends, I used to play it with my friend all the time. And that game was pretty dominant through a lot of my childhood. I would say that's one of the main games from my childhood. And I still have the character now. Still got it on my memory card, I think. And sometimes me and the boys, we still play Phantasy Star Online. We plonk it in every now and then and we have a go. And we actually started playing it the other day on the emulator. Other week. We actually streamed some Phantasy Star Online. So that game's like, it's very nostalgic. I love it. And I know it's kind of like my game of the week right now, but that's kind of what this whole show is anyway. It's me just my opinions or whatever. But it's really fun, and I still think even now it would be fun if you've got. I would say play multiplayer though. If you've got a friend, local co-op, whatever, then definitely give it a go. It's funny because the game's an MMO and you're supposed to play it online with people and trade and do all this stuff. I never once played it online, ever. So I only ever played it with my brothers, my 3 brothers, and my friends and whatever. So I had like the whole. I played it pretty much 99% multiplayer, but always local. So I never got to experience the online because I was young back then, and online gaming was pretty different. Like when the GameCube was out on the PS2, I didn't even know you could get like online stuff with PS2, and then the GameCube had the adapter thing, and it was kind of complicated back then. And I didn't really know what was going on. Now you just plug in an Ethernet cable and there you go. So it's kind of bog standard really. It was back then, didn't know what the fuck I was doing. But either way, that game is so great. Awesome music. I love the customization, the setting. Oh man, that game's great. I don't know, I think I might do some videos on it, some Dex plays on it at some point, because I think they deserve to be made. And that's the show for this week. Remember to leave a comment below what you think of all the games that I played and blah blah blah. Your opinion actually does mean a lot to me. I do read pretty much all the comments on my channel because, weirdly enough, the comments on my channel aren't aids, and I actually enjoy reading everyone's opinions, so that's nice. So yeah, have a wonderful week, and I will see you soon. Thanks for watching.